The research station orbited a dying star, its metallic hull reflecting the crimson glow of the cosmic giant's final breaths. Inside, Max worked alone in the xenobiology lab, his hand steady as he cataloged samples from the latest expedition. 3 years into his assignment, and he'd grown accustomed to the solitude that came with being the only human on Station Theta 7. Then she arrived. Mia was a Valorian, one of the most enigmatic species in the Galactic Coalition. Her kind were known across 1,000 worlds for their breathtaking beauty and their curse. Max had read the briefings, understood the protocols, but nothing prepared him for the moment she stepped through the airlock. She wore a helmet with a darkened visor, her slender form wrapped in layers of concealing fabric. Even obscured, there was something ethereal about her presence. "You must be Max," her voice came through the helmet speaker, melodic and tinged with what sounded like sadness. "I'm Mia, the new cultural liaison." "Welcome to Theta 7, Max replied, maintaining professional distance. "Your quarters are ready in Section B." Over the following weeks, they fell into an awkward rhythm. Mia never removed her helmet in his presence. She took meals in her quarters, worked odd shifts to minimize their encounters, and spoke in brief, careful sentences. The other crew members, all non-human species immune to Valorian appearance, interacted with her freely. Max noticed how she laughed with the Krathari engineer, how she debated philosophy with the Silnari doctor. With him, she maintained walls. "Why do you avoid me?" Max asked one evening, finding her in the observation deck. She stood before the panoramic window watching the dying star pulse. "I don't avoid you," Mia said softly. "I protect you." "From what?" She turned her helmeted head toward him. "From seeing what I truly am." Max stepped closer. "The briefing said Valorians evolved a defensive mechanism, that your appearance triggers intense emotional responses in other species. But humans are different, aren't we? We've encountered thousands of species. We adapt. You don't understand." Her voice cracked slightly. "It's not about physical beauty or attraction. When most species look upon a Valorian's true face, they see their deepest desire reflected back. They fall into obsession, lose themselves. But humans," she paused, "humans see the truth, and the truth breaks them." "I don't believe that." "Then you're a fool," she said, but without malice. "Every human who has looked upon my people has walked away changed, shattered. We show you something about yourselves that you cannot bear to know." Days turned to weeks. Max found himself drawn to Mia despite her warnings. They began to talk, sharing stories through the barrier of her helmet. She told him of her homeworld, of crystalline cities and songs that could reshape matter. He told her of Earth, of oceans and forests, of humanity's strange compulsion to reach for the stars. "We're not so fragile," Max insisted during one of their conversations. "Humans have endured horrors across the galaxy. We've seen worlds die, civilizations fall. Whatever truth you think will break me, I can handle it." "Can you?" Mia asked. "Tell me, Max, what drives your species? Why do humans push forward when others would retreat? Why do you hope when hope seems foolish?" "Because we're stubborn," he said with a slight smile. "Because giving up isn't in our nature." "No," Mia said quietly. "It's because you haven't truly seen yourselves yet. You carry a blindness that protects you." The emergency came on a Tuesday cycle. The station's life support began failing, contaminated by a microorganism from the latest sample collection. The crew scrambled to contain the breach, but the toxin spread rapidly through the ventilation system. Max and Mia found themselves sealed in the biology lab, waiting for the decontamination protocols to complete. That's when Mia's helmet cracked. A jagged line split the visor where it had struck the corner of a workstation during the chaos. Air hissed through the gap. "No," Mia whispered, backing away. "Max, close your eyes, please, don't look at me." "Your helmet's failing," Max said, moving toward her. "You need to remove it before the pressure differential." "Please don't look," she murmured, her voice breaking. "I'm begging you." But the helmet was fracturing further. Max watched helplessly as she reached up and removed it, turning her face away. "I'm sorry," she said. "I'm so sorry." Then she faced him, Max saw, and his heart shattered. Not from beauty or horror, but from recognition. In Mia's features, he saw something fundamentally human reflected back. Not in her alien eyes or the delicate structure of her face, but in what her existence represented. He saw humanity's desperate search for meaning in an indifferent universe. He saw every hope they'd ever held, every dream that had driven them to the stars. and he saw the inevitable truth that they were screaming into a void that would never answer. Valorians didn't show you beauty. They showed you the futility that lay beneath every human achievement, the cosmic loneliness that humanity spent its entire existence trying to deny. Tears streamed down Max's face. His legs buckled. The weight of existence itself pressed down on him, but then something unexpected happened. Max began to laugh. It started as a sob, but transformed into genuine laughter. He looked up at Mia, who watched him with confusion and concern. "Is that it?" he asked, wiping his eyes. "Is that the great truth that's supposed to break us?" "You see it," Mia whispered. "The meaninglessness, the emptiness. How can you—" "We've always known," Max said, climbing to his feet. "Every human who's ever looked at the stars understands that we're tiny and temporary, that the universe doesn't care about us." He stepped closer to her. "But that's exactly why we don't give up. We create meaning where there is none. We build, we love, we hope, not despite the futility, but because of it." Mia stared at him, her expression one of wonder. "You're not broken," she said. "No." Max agreed. "Humans are already shattered. We've been putting ourselves back together since we first gained consciousness. That's our strength." For the first time, Mia smiled. "Then perhaps," she said softly, "there's hope for both our species yet."